Starseed Love. I am Tara, and this is going to be a message from a loved one that has crossed over to the other side. So I thought it would be kind of cool to see what kind of messages we could get from tarot cards, plus just whatever they tell me. So I guess we'll find out. So let's go ahead and call on these guides. If you're watching this video, just think of somebody that you would like to hear from. And I trust in the presence of your guides to come in. I literally felt a wave wash over me and just like full body chills. So whoever you're calling through is definitely present already. So let's see what messages they have for you. We're going to get some energy of this person to just validate who you are hearing from, how they're doing up there, just messages they have for you, and, you know, signs to look out for from them. So, spirits, please come in and just bring us these messages. Whoever this video is for, bring through what would help them, what they need to hear. Okay, it feels good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the energy of this person, we have the moon. So this could be a couple different things. Either somebody that has Cancer in their chart, maybe they were a Cancer sun. I also feel very strong feminine vibes from this, very maternal energy. So maybe it's a mother or a grandmother. And it seems like somebody who may have been very intuitive, even if they weren't necessarily aware of it, or if they didn't like necessarily call themselves a witch, they may have had very strong premonitions or maybe even prophetic dreams, and they were maybe the one in the family that like they would say something and it would end up happening, or if they made a call, it would end up being right. So that's who we're dealing with here. How they're doing on the other side. All right, so we've got the Two of Coins in reverse. So I'm feeling like there may have been a period of adjustment for them, like just being out of body. Maybe it could have been like a strange death, like where it just kind of happened all of a sudden and nobody was really expecting it or prepared for it. Maybe not for some of you, you know, like maybe they just died of old age and just reached that point in their life. But I feel like now that they're out of body, this may have been a very recent passing too. And that's why we have this kind of adjustment period where they're just trying to get a grip on like how things work over there. I feel that they, you know, as soon as we leave the physical realm, there is nothing but love. So, you know, they could be in this period of review of their life where they're just kind of going over and they're looking at their life through the eyes of everyone else. How did they make everybody feel? And I also feel like maybe if you haven't received signs from them yet, this is why, because they're kind of getting their groove in heaven and just like, you know, just being a spirit, learning how they can influence the physical realm. So if you haven't really been receiving a lot of messages from them, or you haven't really felt their presence a whole lot, this may be why. But they will be adjusting. And, you know, time is so relative and only exists on Earth. So, you know, if this is like a recent passing, I don't know how long it may take for them to like acclimate. But, you know, I think soon they will be at a point where they'll be able to start reaching out to you in more tangible ways. So the messages that from them to you, we have the Fool. So they are letting you know that you have a blank slate opening up before you, and this death may have been very traumatic for you. Maybe the grieving process has been very difficult, but I just heard that they crossed over at this time to help prepare you for what is coming in. And I think, they are now a guide for you. And it seems like they're putting together some shit that's really gonna be just soothing and incredible for you to experience. So something they think is important. We have the King of Swords. So this person may have been, in their human life, they may have been somebody that, although they were, very maternal and intuitive and stuff, I feel like throughout their lifetime, they really learned how to uphold boundaries and how to accept nothing but respect for themselves from others. And I think they're encouraging you to do the same, to look at their life and the things that they may have gone through, to pass on that experience to you, knowing that you have the power to, be firm in your life and not accept anything less than what you deserve, which is immense. Another message that I have here is that they are with Archangel Michael. I just got like a surge in my heart, and I've never really felt that energy from this card before, but this is like, I can't believe I haven't associated Archangel Michael with this card. I mean, look at it. The sword, the wings, the blue. Like, this seems like Michael. So maybe they were Catholic, or even if they weren't Catholic, maybe they had a strong association with Archangel Michael. Maybe there is a Michael energy, like somebody named Michael that they are now with on the other side and like reunited with in some way, shape, or form. So these are just a few messages that may resonate with you about this card. So then we have signs to look out for from them. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse, which I think is kind of hilarious because this makes me feel like they might be fucking with you in like small ways. Like they might be, doing weird things around your house, like flickering the lights and like messing with the electronics, or maybe hiding stuff and making them reappear. Like it seems very like trickster type energy. And this may have been their character while they were on Earth. And whoever this is, honestly, just seems like an all-around good time. Like they've got that loving, feeling energy, but they also don't let anybody fuck with them. And they seemed like they had a really good sense of humor. And so I do want to mention too, on the bottom of the deck, that we have the Tower in reverse and the Four of Swords under that. So this makes me feel like this death was extremely impactful to you and probably your family. And this period, grief is something that, as you know, never really goes away. It just, I don't know, it just kind of shrinks in size on some days. Like I heard an analogy that I thought was a perfect explanation of it, where it's like the grief puts a hole in your heart, and some days that hole is massive, and some days the hole is smaller, but it's still there. And I feel like this experience, you're going to be coming out. It's going to be getting easier to live your day-to-day life. That's not to say the grief is going to be diminishing, but as far as like you functioning day to day, I feel like the worst part is over or will be ending soon, because we also have this healing card here and this rest card. So maybe if you are in this extreme grief right now, if this was a very recent death, resting for you is going to be of the utmost importance. And I know it can be so hard to let yourself grieve while you still have to maintain a life, especially if you have children or, just things that you have to deal with, work and everything like that. But if you can, try to take some time off to just literally do nothing and let yourself feel what you have to feel and just let it out whenever it comes up. And I know that can be really difficult because the pain, you want it to just stop, and the last thing you feel like doing is like delving into it. But just make sure you're allowing yourself the process to move through this. So, okay. Let us pull some oracle cards. And with this moon card, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a female energy. If the other traits apply, like they're just somebody who was more, like, or maybe they just had water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or, you know, just somebody that was very caring and nurturing and just made you feel like you were loved and nurtured in their presence. So, but you'll know, you know, if the rest of these messages apply, you'll know that this is your person. And I'm asking them to send you some kind of sign during this reading to give you like full body chills or just some kind of synchronicity. Maybe you'll see one of those teeny tiny like feathers floating by your eye, or just something that reminds you of them, even if it's just the rest of the day today. So let's see, what other messages do they have for you and your soul, like as you adjust to life without them? What is their guidance for that for you? And I just got full chills again. Okay. Okay. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So let's see. Okay. This says, so often those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that their time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one that you're in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seed. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on, to trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There's plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. Okay, so I received a couple other messages while reading this that I would like to share. I feel like some of you may be worried that this person is now going to be missing out on important events in your life, and that's just not the case. They're going to be more present than ever now, and if anything, they're going to get to experience your life through your eyes. And spirit doesn't tune in to private moments like when you're, you know, being romantic with a partner or when you're on the toilet. Like, don't worry about them like seeing everything, because there's personal space that's respected in that. But for example, if somebody crossed over and you have children in your life and you're worried that those children, like that this person isn't going to be able to like watch these milestones for these kids or like watch them grow up or whatever, they're going to be there. And if it's like a baby that was just born, you know, they're going to get to see every moment that you would want them to see, their first steps, their first word, that maybe if they were here on earth, they wouldn't actually get to see. They would just maybe get to hear about it, but now they can witness it through you. Also, I do feel like for very young children, they may be seeing them You know, if you see them like looking off and smiling at somebody or even talking to somebody, it can be this loved one that's there. If we have the moon energy, I feel like they are going to be very, very strong. Once they are acclimated to the spirit realm and they get it all dialed in, they're going to be able to like be very strong in their communications with this moon energy. Another message that I got for maybe some of you is that if you are feeling like you just don't want to be here anymore, that you don't feel like you have any reason to live, or maybe this was like a loved one that crossed over, like a romantic partner, and you may be feeling like you just want to die already. Like, even if you're not like wanting to unalive yourself, you may still be just like, ugh, like what now? Like, I just have to live the rest of my life until I die. And they're just letting you know that things are going to be shifting in that regard with this Fool. You are going to find that will to live and realize that there are more things to enjoy in this world even without them in it. It may be a less brighter, you know, like not as bright of a place without them, but you know, they're just reassuring you that it's not your time yet, and you will reunite when the time is right. But for now, there's more that you're here on Earth to do, and they're going to be assisting you every step of the way. So let me just see if there are any more messages that they would like you to know. Okay, I literally just heard the name Brad. I don't normally get names, so that's kind of odd. So if there's a Brad or like a variation of that, this person is there for you. There's also somebody that is leaving something weird. I can't quite see what it is, but it's not a common like, oh, a penny or like a feather. I feel like feathers are a big thing for spirit, so if you keep finding feathers, especially white feathers, that can be a sign from them. But there's someone that is sending you, like someone out there, a weird thing. Like you keep finding it and you're like, how does this keep showing up? And it's in random ass places too. And it's an object that reminds you of them. So there's no mistaking it. So if that resonates with you, let me see. Okay, and then someone else is sending a song. So, and it's the same song that you keep hearing it in weird places, and if you hear it on the radio, it's not like a top 20 song or whatever. So if you're flipping through the radio and you hear it, or it keeps coming in on your shuffle somehow, yeah, somebody is doing that for their loved one. And then there's someone else too that is, they're like sending you energy when you're going to bed. And so if you're falling asleep and you keep feeling like your vibration rising, you get chills out of nowhere, like you're not even really thinking about them maybe, and you get like a full wave of chills. Like it's a tangible presence that you would feel as you're falling asleep. I feel like your body vibrates and it's very soothing, almost like a cat purring. Yeah, so somebody is sending you that as well. I think that's all I'm feeling right now, but I would love to hear how this message resonates with you. If you're anybody who's experiencing any of the things I just mentioned, please let me know. I love hearing the synchronicity and the stories. If you want to share anything about that loved one, or even type a message to them in the comments, you know, just for some healing for yourself. Anything is welcome here. So I really hope this helps you guys out. I love you so, so much. Know that your loved ones are with you. They're not going to miss a single beat, and they will be making their presence known to you. So I love you, and I'll see you for our next video. Bye.